All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that build portion. Now let's get into the business of addressing some social concerns that are happening in the wider community. I'm not going to be the authority on the topic. What I want to do is open up discussion for people, and I want you guys to voice your opinions. I want to talk more about men's issues. Obviously, 95 to 97% of my audience is male, so I want to address male concerns. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be interesting to women, because I think it's important for women to hear our perspective. It's been lost for a very, very long time. And it's time we speak up and start sharing again so that we can start to be cohesive again with women. We have not had a very good political climate when it comes to genders, and it's time to fix it. So stay tuned to the end, and I will address those very concerns, and we'll open up the debate, and we're going to start to be strong, positive, masculine men. We're going to bring that back. Is that I'm tired of hearing toxic masculinity. I'm just sick and tired of it. So how are we going to get out of this rut of constantly hearing about toxic masculinity? Let's just rewrite it, and let's just call it masculinity as it is and as it always has been. And let's see what men can do when they get together. Now, do I think men should run off in the wilderness and build cabins to escape all that stuff? No. Do I think it's healthy to run off in the wilderness and be by yourself? No. Do I think, some people are extroverted and benefit from it? Yes. If you benefit from being alone for short periods of time, go. But if you're trying to escape modern life, don't do it, because it's not going to help. And functionally and financially, it's nearly impossible to live by yourself in the woods. It just is. You're going to rely on a whole chain of systems doing work for you in order for you to live in the wilderness. So it's not a long-term solution to what's going on in your personal life. You need to address those. You need to tackle those head on and make your life better. So, do men do bad things in the world? Yeah. Do women do bad things in the world? Of course. We all are individually capable of doing bad things. Can men destroy? Yeah. Can men build? Yes. We've seen them. We just saw a bunch of men build something, and build something constructively that can benefit our wider community. Should men be building man caves to escape what's going on in their lives? No. Should men be running off in the wilderness to hide from those things? No, absolutely not. And I'm not doing that. In fact, I love being at home with my family. The thing that I love to do the most at the end of the day, after it's dark, is to come home to my family and share my spoils with them, share my food with them. It's completely unnatural to hoard that to yourself in the woods and not share it with anybody else, such as your wider community. So all these fantasies about building these small cabins in the woods to escape all of modern life is the complete wrong way to be looking at things. Completely. You need to address what's going on in your real life. If you're a woman and you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for listening to our perspective, because I think it will help you live a more constructive life. So what's in it for you? Well, if you find men that are constructive and doing great things, thank them. Just come right up and thank them. Say, thank you for doing that. It goes a long way. I mean, you might think that we don't want to hear it, or we're okay, we got the patriarchy at our backs, but we don't. It's every man for himself, and that has to change too. We need to start building relationships with other men and helping other men along, because there was never a such thing as patriarchy. It was always the best man wins. It was always the best man takes the spoils. Did we work together? Yeah, we always work together, but we don't come out of our way to help other men, and we need to change that, because women are going out of their ways to help other women. So ladies, if you guys see a man doing a lot of work, thank him, because he's the one who's going to be raising his son in order for him to be protective and providing to your daughter. So if you're running around calling all men bad, what's going to be left? You're going to be left with a bunch of bad men who just say, well, I don't need to do good, because why would I do good? Nobody recognizes all the good things that I do anyway, so why would I do them? I'll just act out what I'm hearing in the wider world. So thankfully, we still have some positive male role models out there. If you have a male teacher, thank him. Just go right out and thank him. If you have a coach who's coaching your son, thank him. Because we have very few positions left where men can go out and do positive things. We're going after CEOs of companies now, and they're so scared of hiring women because of the Me Too movement that they're not even conducting meetings in private with them anymore. What do you think is going to happen to women in the wider workplace when they lose all their mentors, all the men in the higher positions that don't want to associate with women anymore because the risk is simply too high? What are you doing? What are you doing to our men? You're killing our men, and in turn, you're killing all of civilization. You see all those buildings out there? Do you know who they were built by? Men. 99.9% of all the structures ever built were done by men. And I know you want to deny that as a woman maybe, and you say, well, yeah, women played a part. Well, they did play a part, and women should play a part, but they don't have to take credit for everything, just like men don't have to take credit for everything. You know, women have a nurturing role to play, and they can nurture the men. Men have a nurturing role to play too. They just do it differently. And I know once we get into gender differences, everything gets blurry because there's so many billions of people on the planet. There's always one woman who's a builder and always one man who runs a daycare. But so what? The natural tendencies are there such that we have division of labor. And division of labor is exactly why humans prospered on this planet. Hands down. Women did something, men did something. Groups did something. You had a specialized set of tasks done by people. I've never seen people so miserable when they ignore their natural tendencies. When you're not listening to what your body's saying, you're miserable. So stop being miserable and start doing what your body's telling you to do. Fill in those genetic requirements that your body says, I need to do in order to feel right. And part of that for men is getting out there, being physical, building things with other men, and being constructive. Finally, I want to say that in your life, do not run away from things. Run toward things. Building a cabin in the woods can be an escape, but it should be a way to balance all the things in your life. If your modern life is garbage, it's time to fix that. We live in one of the most prosperous times in human history, and a lot of people are just wasting it. Wasting all the great things that we have around us. Just completely taking it for granted. We have so much food, we have beautiful houses, we have riches that only kings and queens thousands of years ago would be able to enjoy. Running water, hot water, food, indoor plumbing. I mean, the list goes on, and people are so miserable because they haven't addressed the things that are causing them grief. It's time to change that. Stop running away from your problems and start facing them, start addressing them. If your relationships are garbage, fix them. Figure out ways to fix them. Live harmoniously with other people. I'm telling you, when men and women come together constructively, we can do some great things. And it starts with raising a great family. Kids are number one priority. I want to know what's bothering you guys. So drop that down in the comment section and we can address them for future conversations. And I want you guys to all add in your 2 cents about what you think is your biggest stumbling block right now and what you're doing to fix it. A lot of you guys out there think, well, my opinion doesn't matter and it's not going to help and everything, but your experiences in life are going to help other men. And I know for a fact that 99% of the people watching this video are probably going to be men. Maybe because it's a bill, there might be a few more women in there, but they can benefit from reading our experiences as well. And I think everybody wants to have a better life, so we got to find ways to do that. All right, guys, until the next video, you can subscribe and I don't care. I do care about you, but I don't care if you subscribe.